All right, in this video, we're going to go over the private domain settings and how to get that set up. So we're going to go over 3 different ways that you could do this with, from the easiest to a little bit more advanced, depending on how you got things set up on your end. So you really don't need to use the private domain because it's hosted for you already. But if you want to brand it specifically to your own domain, you can do that and that option's available. So let's go ahead and check that out. Okay, so we're on the dashboard here and you can see I have 1 active white labels, and that's when we set up in the other video called how to set up your white labels. So let's go to the products tab. Okay, so the other ones we still need to set up our white labels. So you'd have to do that first, and then you can go through each one to set up your own private domain. So let's go ahead and manage the white label on this one. Okay, so again, we can get to the settings in 2 different ways, either right here, or we can go over here to the tab and click on General Settings. Okay, so Fast Track Bonus Builder, if you remember last. So let's click on the Private Domains tab. So it says right here what you need to do. So you could either do Method 1 or Method 2. So you want to set up an A record pointing to this host in your DNS settings, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to use Method 1 here. So I'm going to copy this right here. Okay, so you can see I have my subdomain here, USA Digital. Well, it's not actually digital. The I is missing, so digital, I guess. And my domain, usadigital.com. So the funny story about this domain here is I was on over here and I searched. I was typing fast, so I searched for USA Digital. Okay, it was supposed to be digital. It was supposed to be USA DIGITAL. But anyway, this was available and I seen it and I didn't even notice that I missed the I in here. So I bought it. I bought it for like 3 years. So now I'm stuck with it. So I said, oh no, I misspelled that. So I hurry up and went and I went get it. I said, let me try and hurry up and buy the other one if it's available. So I tried to check this one and it wasn't available. So as you can see, it was registered in 1996 here. So I had to figure out what I could do. So I contacted, this one was 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Cool, I bought it for 5 years. I thought it was only 3. 5 years I'm stuck with this domain. It's good to 2022. So anyways, yeah, that's the funny story about it. So I contacted Namecheap and I said, hey, can I get a refund on this? I spelled it wrong. They said, no, you have to keep it until it expires now. So yeah, I'm stuck with that. To salvage the name of what I really wanted, I just did USADIGI.com, USA Digi for short. And it was available, so I got that, and that's the one that I stuck with. Sounds better anyways. Let's get back to this training. So this is the one we're using, usadigital.com. Okay, so I'm using Namecheap here, but whatever domain hosting service that you're using, it's fine. It's going to be similar to this process. But if you have your own hosting, we're going to talk about that next, how to set that up. But if you just have the domain name and you never bought a website or have any hosting for it, and you're in Namecheap, this is how you set it up. So this is the most easiest way to get it going to use your own branding. However, you're going to have to use your own domain name per account for white label products. So in other words, you're going to have 6 domain names, and they're $8 a piece, pretty much about $9 or so. So if you go this route, let's just say 9, let's just say 10, it's going to be like $8. So times 6, so $60 you would spend if you wanted to brand each one of these products. However, I'm going to show you how to save money if you have your own hosting. If you don't even need any of this because we're hosting it for you. So just use the subdomains that you choose and you can go with that. But what you do, once you log into your Namecheap account, you go to your domain list and then you find the domain you're going to use and then you click on Manage. Okay, so in here you can see I have the record already. So when you first get your domain, you may see one in here that's going to be like a parking domain. So you're going to see that. So go ahead and add your A record in here, and then you can delete that parking one. Okay, and then you want to set your TTL to 5 minutes so it can propagate quickly, and then your site will be up much quicker. I'm going to show you how to do that. So to set up an A record, just click here, choose A record. All right, so for a host, you want to just put in the @ sign right here. Okay, and then again, we had copied this from the page over here, right? That's what we're going to need. And you just paste that in here, and then you click the little check mark here for save changes, okay? I'm not going to do that because it's already set up. But what you would do, this is probably going to be set to 30 minutes, so you would just click that and select the drop-down tab right here. 5 minutes or 1 minute or whatever. I choose 5 minutes and then click the check again. And then after about 5 minutes, you can check your page and see if it's going and it's live, okay? So I would go here, is now pointing to my bonus page, sales page, where they can go and check out and all that good stuff. Okay, so that's the easiest way, using Namecheap without any hosting for a website or whatever, and you want to use your own domain name, that's the easiest way. As you can see, just remember, because we have this set up, but we still need to make sure that our payment integration settings are set up under the white label settings before you start sending people to this URL, so they will be able to check out, right? If I click on my button here, it's not going to do anything because the payment integration settings ain't set up, okay? And that's in another video. So go ahead and watch the payment integrations, and we show you how to get that set up as well. Okay, so the second way we're going to talk about using a private domain is if you have your domain name and you want to use it, but you already have a site hosted with that domain name. So what you're going to have to do here is put in some subdomains under that hosting account, and then you can link those subdomains using A records back to your white label sales pages, okay? So let me show you how to do that. Again, I'm using Namecheap. I recommend Namecheap to have the best prices, and I'm also using Namecheap hosting, okay? Which I also have a reseller account where I also sell hosting as well. But let me show you how to set up a subdomain. It's really easy. So once you're in your cPanel of whatever type of hosting account you have, it's pretty much all the same as far as the cPanels. Maybe they look a little bit different, but they pretty much operate in the same manner. So you want to come down here to subdomains, look for that under domains, click that. Okay, and you want to add one. So I already added one, as you can see right here, bonuspages.usadigi.com. Now this is under my other account, so I need to log into that account over here so we can go through that one together, because it's going to be the same, but in the other account that has all of the white labels set up. So let me go back here and log out, and I can log in to that account. Okay, so now I'm logged into my other account where I have all white labels set up already. And as well, I also have the pro version in this account. But let's go ahead and go to my products tab here. And we're just going to take the first one here, which I already have set up, to show you what that looks like. Okay, so private domain. So again, you would copy this because you want to create an A record, right? Okay, so if I'm just using the subdomain that's hosted for you with Whitelabelify, you just would be using this URL here, okay? And you find that right here on the public links sales page, all right? But since I'm using my own domain name and I created a subdomain under my hosting account, this is the one that we're going to use now. bonuspages.usadigi.com, okay? And to get this set up, I need to add that A record inside the cPanel, okay? So here we go. I would type in bonus pages, okay? Bonus pages, okay? So once you hit enter, it's going to show you what it's going to look like here, bonuspages.usadigi.com. I'm not going to click create because it's already set up, but that's pretty much all you do. And sometimes you have to wait 24 to 48 hours for those to propagate. Okay, so once you click create and it's set up, so you have a new subdomain. So go back to your main cPanel here, and then you want to look for domain names and look for DNS zone editor. Okay, click that. So the next thing you want to do is add an A record. So again, what I would type in here is bonuspages.usadigi.com. And then I would paste in this here. Once you click enter, it's going to add the extra dot behind the name for you. Don't worry about that. And then click add in a record. So once you do that, it's going to be set up in your DNS. Okay, so once you do that, you might have to wait 24 hours for it to propagate, which means go live. Sometimes it takes that long, sometimes it doesn't. It just depends on how long it takes for them to get to it. But that's how you set it up using your own hosting. Okay, the last way I want to talk about using a private domain is if you are set up the way that I am. So I use Cloudflare for SSL, which is HTTPS, right? Secure site. And you could get that for free at Cloudflare. After years of paying for SSL certificates and see how expensive they were, I discovered Cloudflare where you could use it for free when I was using ClickFunnels. So this is a more advanced method, not for beginners out there. If you're a beginner, stick with the first one that I showed you how to do. That would be the simplest, or don't even worry about a private domain and just use the subdomain that we have hosted for you. That would be the most easiest way to go. So for my main site, usadigi.com, I'm using Cloudflare. So when I set up my site here, it took all of my DNS settings from my domain name and hosting and brought it in over here at cloudflare.com. And so what we have to do is go ahead and add that A record at your hosting site like I just showed you, and come back over here to Cloudflare if you did this at a later time. In other words, if you've been having Cloudflare set up, go ahead and add it in over there and then add it at Cloudflare. But if you're just getting this set up right now on the fly, go ahead and set up your domain first and your hosting, okay? Then you add in that A record, and then you go to Cloudflare and set up that side. That way, when you're setting up your account, it'll pull all your records over, and you don't have to re-add it because it's already pulled over. So once you log into Cloudflare, you want to choose the website you want to use. Then you want to click on DNS settings. So this training is basically to show you what to do if you're using Cloudflare already, okay? It's not a set up Cloudflare type of training. So as you can see, I have it set up right here already. So it's really simple. You just add record. It's going to be an A record. You want to choose bonus pages. So you're going to type that in. And then you just paste in the address URL again. And then go ahead and click save. Okay, that's it. That's all you have to do. Okay, so there you go. That's how you use private domains using Whitelabelify.